run the show.
I got a story for you.
Why is your kid printing a meme?
I've seen this before.
What you gonna do? Book it. Welcome to Book It, a wrestling podcast where we book and revisit your favorite wrestling storylines. I'm your commissioner, Hifi Mike, and today we're GMs Damone, D Money Allen.
I'm not even sure whose catchphrase that was supposed to be, but
Hogan.
We'll roll with it. Oh, okay.
Primetime Travie T.
Hello there.
I said book it instead of brother.
I see.
Little fudge.
I thought he was gonna say, "What you gonna do?" Something else in the true spirit of Hogan.
Bad guy.
Han.
And that brings us to Book It. All right, so this week we're going to do RCW, Radical Championship Wrestling. Before we do Travis's brand, I'll be honest, I don't remember the Primetime Championship.
Because he's egomaniac, all up in the videos.
He's T Diddy.
Ew.
Don't ever call me that again.
T Diddy.
Yeah,
Travis is gonna be Titty. We're just calling him Titty.
You stole my joke, but said it louder.
All right, so this week I was gonna do a weekly, but I decided that I didn't want to write a weekly, so I decided to do RCW Full Gear. So
Wait. So you backed out of the second weekly?
I couldn't write it. I was having trouble writing it, and it stalled me for too long.
So anybody else back out before we start this?
I'm only doing one weekly. I've been saying that.
I'm still doing two.
I'm talking about these two right here.
I'm the only one that said I was gonna do multiple weeklies.
I'm still doing two.
He already did multiple weeklies.
Next
I
round.
did my two already.
I already told you my second's my fish show.
So how many more shows? We have 4 more shows left, right?
Each, yeah.
Next round, I'm doing. If everything goes right, because of the deals I made, I'm doing 3 weeklies in 1 pay-per-view.
See, I thought you were doing all weeklies, and then the last one was your pay-per-view.
No, I was gonna do the first weekly, and the go home, and then the pay-per-view. I couldn't find a way to write the go home.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I was having the trouble writing, and this is just backstage. I was having trouble writing the show while incorporating previous weeks, because I wasn't going to do build and then a segment, you know what I mean? I had to build the show. So it was a little bit different from the pay-per-view, because when we do a pay-per-view, we explain. So it was hard writing a weekly and then a paper in a weekly format as a weekly show.
Yeah, mine I did my weekly as the first one. Then I'm doing 4 pay-per-views, and then I'm doing the start of season 2, which would be a weekly.
Yeah. So next round, because I'm using all the talent that I've borrowed, because that is the deals that I've made, to do 3 weeklies in a pay-per-view. So I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna make it work. I might even just do the go home show in with the pay-per-view as the build.
Can we talk about how Travis old ass eating tapioca on live?
I was gonna say, like, he over there eating gruel. So you over there eating gruel.
It's gumbo, bitches.
It was all loud. This is clang. I was trying to listen to Mike where I can hear
gumbo for your ass.
He's over there eating hot cereal.
I'm sure the listeners love hearing clanking in the bowl. I'm glad. All right, so yeah. Anyways, that's what I'm gonna do next round. So I wanted to get this, not to say I wanted to get this over with, but I'm just so excited to go to the second part that really this is also.
I forgot. Are you gonna reveal what you revealed to us?
What I revealed to you?
Yeah. Was it just to me?
Yeah, I didn't tell
Oh,
anybody else.
okay,
You're the
okay, okay.
If we're talking about the same thing.
I think so. About your second half.
Yeah. No, you're the one who knows.
Okay, I'll keep.
I think you told me. I think you
No,
told me.
you know
too.
a part. You only know a part of it.
There's a big part that once you know.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's lit.
All right. So let me find it. All right. So RCW presents Full Gear. I'm just gonna get right into it. I didn't write any scripts for the announcers or anything like that. I'm just gonna get right into the matches and the build and shit.
Man, nothing wrong with that. Go right to meat and potatoes.
This I will tell you now. I mostly just did spots. I did not do bell to bell like I did last time.
Let's go.
And I'm not gonna have it sit here for 3.5 hours. I didn't do bell to bell. I just did some spots, and I did the start of the match and the set of the spots.
You took 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Say you all like we.
No, mine was less. Mine was the exact almost like 10 minutes longer than John's. You all acted, which wasn't that long compared. Yours was an hour longer than mine.
It was not an hour. You were at like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
No, I was not.
It was PTC the Travis cut.
Literally like an hour longer.
All right. So the first match is Dick and Balls and Road Dogg. I probably should have just read the build. Dick and Balls and Road Dogg versus Jeff Jarrett, Elias, and Rick Boogs, the Chosen Three.
What?
Go
All right. So after week one, at the interaction between the Chosen Three and D&B, didn't settle the score. The next week on Massacre, the Chosen Three were on Ron Burgundy's segment, Nightly News with Ron Burgundy. Ron asked Jared about the attack, and Jared ignored the question and then says that the Chosen Three have finished their new song and are ready to debut it. As they get ready to play the song, D&B's music hits, and they come out to a stage holding chairs.
Dick, balls.
Big D has a mic. Give it up, Jarrett.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit about this so-called music. People are here to watch people get their ass beat, not people who sound like ass. Now shut up or get the hell out of the ring and let real men work. Jarrett gets to the ropes and gets on the apron while yelling at Dick and Balls and pointing. Boogs and Elias go and make their way out of the ring, and then Mahoney and Big D clink their chairs, and then they run down the ramp full speed at Elias and Boogs, smashing him in the head with the chairs. Jarrett gets out of the ring, and as he does, officials run towards the ring to get between the two teams. Road Dogg is the first official to get to Jarrett, trying to talk to him and hold him back, but Jarrett punches Road Dogg and hits Road Dogg in the head with a guitar. This brings more officials to hold Jarrett back and keep the teams apart. The next week, Road Dogg is seen backstage looking for Jarrett throughout the night. When Road Dogg finally finds Jarrett at ringside, Jarrett is sitting on commentary for a match that Elias and Boogs are in. If it matters, it's versus LAX's Homicide and Hernandez and Conan. Conan's a manager. Road Dogg gets in Jarrett's face and starts to finger poke Jarrett. Road Dogg and Jarrett start to push each other as tension starts to get high. This distracts Elias as he gets off the apron to help intimidate Road Dogg. This causes Elias to miss a tag from Boogs, who gets Vertebreaker from Homicide, immediately followed by a tag to Hernandez, who does a diving splash for a 3 count. LAX wins the match. After the bell rings, Elias raises his arms, but then Road Dogg starts to punch Jeff and then Elias. Boogs is laid out in the ring while Elias and Jeff start to beat down Road Dogg. From the crowd, Dick and Balls hop the barricade and attack Jeff and Elias. The men brawl until D&B and Road Dogg get the upper hand and roll Jeff Jarrett and Elias in the ring. Now all of the Chosen Three are down. D&B and Road Dogg all get up on the top rope turnbuckle. They play to the crowd and point down at their adversaries. This is something that Dick and Balls do as a tag team. They kind of like point at their
Dick and ball.
Yeah. The crowd goes wild as three jump at the same time and land moves. Road Dogg lands a fist to the head of Jarrett. Mahoney lands a leg drop to Elias, and Dudley lands an elbow to Boogs. D&B and Road Dogg talk shit to the Chosen Three and play to the crowd while the Chosen Three are laid out. The week before Full Gear, we get a backstage interview with the Chosen Three. All three of them have a serious look on their faces. Rod Burgundy asks the question, but Jeff Jarrett again ignores it. Jeff looks into the mic and says, Ron, let's address the elephant in the room. The last 2 weeks, the band and myself have been attacked and, quite frankly, blindsided by those fat degenerates and their lapdog. So, Ron, if it's all right, I'm going to speak to them for a minute. Yeah, all right. First, you need to remember who I am. I'm J-E-F-F-J... Fuck you. A-R-E-T-T, and what that means is I'm not just a great musician. I'm a world-class ass kicker, and I've had it up to here with the low-down, dirty-ass munchers. Low-down, dirty-ass munchers.
Dirty-ass munchers?
Dirty-ass munchers, yeah. The boys and me are...
Wait. Are they ass munchers that are dirty?
The dirty ass munchers, yeah.
Are they ass munchers that are dirty, or are they munching dirty ass?
Both.
Oh,
yes. Wow.
That's not an insult.
What?
Kenny.
Dick and Balls.
Kenny eats ass?
Dick and Balls and
Dirty
Jesse
ass.
James, you are nothing but a waste of space. You don't deserve what they're paying you to be. You're not worth what they're paying you to be here. You should be downtown to the homeless shelter sucking dick for the next hit of crack. Unfortunately, you somehow squeaked your way onto this roster this Sunday at Full Gear. The Chosen Three are ready to settle this. You think you deserve a spot here? Prove it. Dick and Balls, Road Dogg, we challenge you three to go old-fashioned ass whooping. Suddenly, Road Dogg...
Wait, who said that? The
Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett.
Actually, Dusty Rhodes said it first on PTC.
You suck a
Takeover
dick for...
one shot.
No, I honestly didn't remember that whatsoever. I'll be honest. I don't remember anything that's happened in any book.
I'm sucking dick, daddy.
All right. Suddenly, Road Dogg, alongside with Dick and Balls, show up to confront the Chosen Three. Mahoney gets in Jarrett's face and talks into the mic. We accept under one condition. Chairs versus guitars match. In order for us to win, we smash these chairs into your head. Mahoney holds up a chair and then pokes his finger into Jarrett's temple. And if you can put these guitars into our heads, then you win. Mahoney digs his finger
his ass.
harder into Jeff Jarrett's temple. Jarrett steps
Mahoney's
closer.
the leader?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Dick with the balls, not the dick.
Kind of ended up how I wrote it. Dick and Balls are kind of equal, but yeah.
Okay.
But the dick
Jarrett
makes all the
steps
rules.
closer to Mahoney. You're on, bitch.
When they team up with Road Dogg, is their name Dick and Balls Go Doggy Style?
Yeah, there you go. All right, so here's the match. Again, I mostly just did spots in the setup to the beginning. We see that above the ring is a guitar and a chair. They're both hanging.
Like on a pole?
Yeah, no, kind of like a title
In the
belt.
corners?
No,
okay.
it's like a title, like a title belt would be in the
So
middle.
they gotta
of the
climb a
ring.
ladder to get it?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
TCG?
So the match starts and all six men run and attack each other. Balls Mahoney takes Jeff Jarrett and gets him in the corner and punches his face, and then tackles him in the gut. This gets broken up by Dick getting slammed and Mahoney, and they both of them hitting his back.
Crazy.
Dick and the Mahoney.
All right.
And they hit it in the back.
So I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna give you some spots. Mahoney taking Elias and Boog and slamming their heads together. Jeff Jarrett jumping off a ladder from the outside onto Road Dogg laying on the apron. Big Dick Dudley running on the barricade and drop kicking Boogs. Boogs taking Road Dogg and throwing him off the entrance ramp stage onto a table below. Jeff Jarrett kicking Balls Mahoney as Boogs and Elias hold him up. Jeff Jarrett and his team are on the outside. Balls Mahoney gets on his knees behind them, and Road Dogg and Big Dick Dudley do suicide dives as they jump forward. The Chosen Three move back and they fall over Mahoney, and Road Dogg and Dudley fall on top of them. Balls Mahoney is on a ladder to grab the chair, and Jarrett to grab the guitar. Both are out of reach. They are close enough to each other to trade blows across the ladders. Then Road Dogg and Big Dick Dudley are seen pushing Jarrett's ladder. Elias and Boogs push Mahoney's ladder. Both Jarrett and Mahoney fall to the opposite sides of the ring. Mahoney falls through a setup table, and Jarrett falls into the barricade. Later, Mahoney is once again seen going up with Jarrett and meeting on the ladders. Mahoney then kicks Jarrett's ladder and falls. Ooh, what did I write there? Ladder, and it falls, and Jarrett jumps, and the ladder hits. Oh, and he jumps off the ladder and he grabs the guitar. So now he's hanging on the guitar, and Mahoney's able to get the chair. And once he has it, jumps from his ladder and swings the ladder at Jarrett, knocking Jarrett in the head and falling onto the ring. And bodies are laid everywhere. Are laid everywhere as the bell rings. Mahoney is seen in the ring holding up the chair. That's it. That's the match.
So does he hit him with the chair?
Yeah. So Jarrett grabs the guitar. Mahoney grabs the chair, and he jumps and he hits him with the chair.
Okay. And they're on separate ladders when that happens.
Yeah, they're on separate ladders.
Okay.
So there's two different spots.
Okay.
One where it was the false finish, and then the act.
Okay.
They fought. They got back up.
Okay.
And then.
Okay, just because you mentioned that he kicked the
ladder.
I was okay. So he kicked the. Okay, Jared was on the other ladder. Grabbed.
Yeah, he kicked the. He grabbed the.
Hold on. Okay.
And he's holding on to the guitar. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go first. This isn't for me, but I get what you're going for, and I actually don't. I actually kind of like the end, the finish. So I'm gonna give you a 3 on this one.
I'll take it.
So a solid 3?
Yeah, solid 3.
Okay. I gave you a 3.5. I think it was I didn't think it was mid or anything like that. I just think the build was cool, but the actual match was So
Again, I just did a few spots. I think if I would have went bell to bell, but
no, I appreciate you the spots. I hate when
I wasn't gonna go bell to bell.
Yeah. So yeah, I gave it 3.5. It's a good way to open the show up with.
This is stupid but fun, and I fuck with stupid but fun. I'm gonna meet in the middle of those two and go with 3.25.
Well, I'm gonna be different here, as Kenny says.
Ah, hell.
Honestly,
hold it up.
Honestly, I thought this was really fun.
Huh?
And I had no real issues with it. I do think that the build was a little wacky and a little too out there for me. But I like that you came up with your own idea for a match type.
Thanks.
You got creative there. It's a little hokey. I'll give you a 4.
RCW is going to be a little hokey.
No,
Let me tell you. I'm trying to.
This to be a hate.
Wait, what did you give me?
A 4.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm shocked.
Especially on something that literally on a storyline that tanked my entire show last time.
Yeah.
Wait. So what was? Say the rules one more time, because
the Dick and Balls and Road Dogg had one of them had to get the chair hanging and hit the
Can I try?
the Chosen Three, and then the Chosen Three had to get a guitar and hit.
It's a ladder match,
right? It's a ladder match with
weapons
objects
up top. But to win, you have to get the weapon down and hit your opponent with the weapon.
Right,
okay.
The designated weapon, because
for your team.
The chairs are Dick and Ball's signature, and then the guitars are Chosen Threes.
I do think that you could have done maybe you did and I missed it. I forgot after listening to everybody's comments and everything. But I feel like if you could have had Chosen Ones get their guitar down and like miss the shot or like not get it somehow and then get the
No, I'll be honest, I was gonna do that, but then I like the ending that I had. I like Jared hanging there and then just the visual thought
or
of
if you were going like super comedic, you could have had them like sword fight with it.
Yeah, I could have, but I think I made the match more serious than the build. So
Damone would have given you a fucking 0.5 if you had sword fighting.
Right. All right.
I'm not that big of a dick. I probably would have given you like a 2.75 for it, but
all right. So my next match is it's Hulk Hogan versus his opponent. I'm not going to tell you who the opponent is yet because I'm sure you're going to have questions.
Wait. So wait. Before you go, Damone, you gave him advice on how to do a match. That's
what I'm saying. He's an asshole.
I'm saying he could have done that, and that might have helped like John's score, but it wouldn't help mine.
He said I'm not gonna be that big of a dick, but I would have gave you a low score if you did. Like, wait a minute,
I didn't even do it. It wasn't even my idea.
It was his idea. It was his own idea.
That's what I'm saying. Like he wanted to do something until he's gonna give you a low rating for doing it. Like, what is that?
All right, so my next match it's the Hulk Hogan U.S. title match. I'm not gonna. You're gonna have questions on the character. I'm gonna do my best to explain it, but I'm sure we're gonna get lost somewhere, and that's my biggest fear because it's a visual. No,
I just have this feeling.
What do you think it is?
Glacier.
Nope.
So wait. So you're not gonna say the name of the character. You're gonna just give us.
I have a point in here where I tell you who it is.
Just give us the build.
And yeah.
Give us the build.
So, as shown by the vignette in week 1 of Massacre, Hulk Hogan shows up on week 2. Hogan delivers a promo while Ron Burgundy holds the mic. All right, I'm going to do the voice. It's going to hurt. Listen here, Ronnie, baby. Be rest assured that Hulkamania is here, running wild, brother. You see, Ron, I know all my Hulkamaniacs have been waiting for this day, and the day for me to return to defend this U.S. title, brother. See, man, I'm here to show each and every Hulkamaniacs that I'm not afraid of anybody, brother. That's why, man, I'm opening up a challenge to anybody in the back because, brother, I don't think that anyone in the back
I was going to say he's on cocaine.
have the guts to go toe-to-toe with me, man.
Hey, I'm here for Coke Hogan.
This is
Coke Hogan.
Coke Hogan. Because Hogan then looks at the crowd and they're cheering, and he puts his hand to his ear. As he does this, the lights dim. The only color emanating from the light is a green color. The Radtron 3000 is black, but then a man appears on the screen with the Radtron 3000.
You did say that right.
Is it Hurricane?
Can I fucking?
He got me.
The Radtron 3000 is black, but then a screen shows a man with his back turned. It's too dark to make out any details. All of a sudden, you hear a Jack in the Box being played slow, and at the last note, the Jack in the Box stops, and the figure turns around. The man walks under the light. The crowd recognizes as Brody Lee, a.k.a. Doink the Clown. I'm waiting. No reactions.
Wait, what? Huh?
No, Brody Lee. I have Brody Lee doing a Doink the Clown gimmick, but it's not.
Go ahead, just go.
Cracker.
What?
But he doesn't look like Doink the Clown, you know.
I was gonna make a joke saying it's Darby Allin because I did that shit in Jack in the Box, but that's nasty.
Doink is wearing a skin mask. So what a skin mask is, it's a mask made of skin, like a leather mask, but on the mask is painted face of like a human face. So instead of a clown makeup, it's a leather skin mask with a pale colored, like a peach face, a human face.
Yuck.
All right. So they recognize him as Doink the Clown. A deep voice speaks, "I accept." And the screen goes black and the lights come back on. In the ring behind Hogan is Doink. Hogan turns around to be face to face with him. Doink looks widely at Hogan and slowly reaches for his mask to start to pull it off. Hogan is looking around at the crowd, then to Doink. The lights go out again, and Doink is gone from the ring. The next week, Hogan is doing another in-ring promo. Listen here, Hulkamaniacs. I'm not sure what that creepy clown Doink thinks he's doing, man, but me and my 25-inch pythons will stand for that, brother. And all the Hulkamaniacs, man, are witness to the... And the Rat Trot 3000 shows Doink in his skin mask. It's dark around him. You hear heavy breathing. Then we see the camera turn, and Doink's hand pushes forward to reveal that he's actually behind a door. It's a closet door. The camera focuses to see that it's footage of Hulk Hogan sleeping in his bed. Doink steps out and stands over Hogan. You hear heavy breathing.
You didn't wash your balls, brother.
Then the footage cuts off, and Hogan is standing in ring stunned. The next week, we see Hogan roll into the arena with a police escort. We also see that he has police escort him to his dressing room, and the cop detail is waiting outside his dressing room. We see Hogan ask his assistant to get him some water, and as Hogan is warming up in his locker room, because he's scheduled for a match later, Hogan, that's why he's warming up. Hogan looks at his clock and notices that his assistant's been gone for about 30 minutes. Hogan goes to ask the cops outside the locker room, but he sees that they're knocked out. Hogan then comes out of the locker room and looks around. Come out, you coward! I know you're out there! Then Hogan gets hit from the back, from inside the room with a chair, and you see his body, like his face go down and his body get dragged in. And then the door closes and locks. You hear a locking noise. Later, we see officials knocking on Hogan's door because he's late for the match. They finally get a key to open the locked door. When they get in, they see this is a clue to where he is. It's a kettle on a portable burner, and the kettle whistle's blowing because the water is boiling. A
boiler room.
The last segment of this week's show shows Hogan tied up in a dark room.
This is so... Go ahead, sorry.
And a single light hanging with the blindfold over his eyes and a cloth also tied over his mouth. A hand unties the blindfold. Then a voice, which is Doink's voice, "You're not worthy." Then he lets out a psychopathic laugh. Doink then takes blindfold that he's using to choke Hogan. He takes the blindfold and uses it to choke Hogan. So he takes it off his eyes and puts it around his throat. Hogan is able to get up and push back onto the chair, causing Doink to be pinned back. Hogan pushes back again, making the chair breaks. Hogan gets free. Hogan turns to grab Doink, but Doink gets a wrench from the side and swings it at Hogan. The first hits Hogan and slashing his arm, but he goes for a second one, but Hogan blocks it and slams Doink's arm against the boiler, and he drops the wrench. Hogan grabs Doink by the face, and he pulls the mask almost off, taking him back, and then pushing Doink's head against the boiler. And then Hogan uses this time to get out of the boiler room. As he leaves, he's stumbling and holding the blood dripping from his arm. Officials and police run up to Hogan, and Hogan is screaming that Doink is in the boiler room. The cops rush in there, but it reveals that Doink is gone and no one is in there. The final week before the pay-per-view, Hogan makes up his previous missed match. Hogan comes to the ring. There are a pair of police at the ramp and scattered around the ring, and some in the crowd, all looking outwards. Hogan and his opponent are fighting, and at about a minute in, Hogan is near a corner, and then you see a hand reach out from under the canvas and grab Hogan by the leg, pulling Hogan through the ring. We see the camera show Hogan on the ground in a hole in the ring, and he's covered in blood. His face has been painted to look like a clown. All right. So, the match. First, Doink comes out. The arena's lit up red, and he slowly makes his way down the ramp. He wears a skin match and a butcher's apron. He gets in the ring, and the lights go on. He laughs and screams at the crowd. Then you hear the riff to Real American. The crowd sings along with it. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. Dun, 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 dun. Hogan comes out and looks serious. So then they get face to face, and Doink pulls off his pale human skin mask and reveals his twisted clown makeup underneath. He looks wildly at Hogan and goes for a punch, but Hogan quickly counters it with the punch of his own. Hogan keeps punching, getting an early advantage. Even the punches seem to not be working, and Doink pushes Hogan away. Doink then runs at Hogan with a clothesline. Hogan goes crashing to the mat and gets back up to another clothesline. Once Hogan goes to the mat, Hogan gets up again, and Doink runs at Hogan and goes for a clothesline, but this time Hogan ducks and runs off the ropes. They rebound, and Doink gets the upper hand by giving Hogan a boot to the face. Now I'm going to go into the spots. Doink throws Hogan outside the ring, and they're battling outside, and Doink clotheslines Hogan, sending him over the barricade. Brody Lee gets Hogan in the corner and splashes Hogan, but it doesn't knock Hogan down. So after Doink bounces back, Hogan boots Doink. Hogan is down, and Dink has Hogan in a headlock. I'm sorry, Doink has Hogan in a deadlock. In a headlock.
Where did Dink come from?
I just accidentally wrote down the wrong letters. Hogan gets the crowd behind him. He's able to power up. Doink hits Hogan, but doesn't affect him. Hogan throws Doink off the ropes. He delivers the clothesline and then mounts Dink for a flurry of punches. Doink slides out of the ring and pulls Hogan down to the mat. He has a ring post between himself and Hogan. Doink pulls Hogan's leg and smashes Hogan's groin to the post. Doink goes for a discus lariat, but Hogan is able to move out of the way. Doink loses his balance and turns around to a boot by Hogan. Hogan looks to the crowd and then points to Doink, and he goes for a leg drop. Hogan covers Doink, but kicks out at 2, and Hogan is shocked. Doink successfully lands the discus lariat to Hogan. He goes for a pin, 1-2, and kick out. The arena is screaming, "Let's go, Hogan!" Dun, 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 dun. Both men are down. They are raising to their feet. Doink gets up first and stands in the corner, telling Hogan to get up. Doink runs out of the corner and goes for a lariat, but Hogan gets low and picks Doink up over his head. He holds Doink there and slams Doink onto the canvas. He then bounces off the ropes and lands a leg drop, gets back up, looks to the crowd, plays to the crowd, puts his ears to the crowd, does another leg drop, and then a pin, 1, 2, 3, and Hogan retains. That's the match.
Okay, so
let's get those 0.5s in.
I'm not
so this is something.
So
what? I'm not sure.
So I'm still don't know how I feel about Brody
he's a serial killer, Doink.
So I don't know how I feel about him going from Brody to Doink to the Riddler.
He's not the Riddler, but
he is the Riddler met Joker. He really is.
Yeah. I was trying to avoid joke. Like I started writing something else, and I was like, "Fuck, this is the Joker."
Did you watch the Batman recently?
I watched it like a month ago, but that wasn't what this was. I'll be honest. I've been watching. We have been watching Scream all weekend. So
okay.
We should have screamed a better match.
I'm not gonna give you a 0.5. The other thing is won. Hogan shouldn't have won this match. You were like, I feel like you established unique character with Doink.
Make this man Doink and then make him.
Doink's been around for a while though. Like
I understand, but he just because he wasn't in the other.
I understand that, but he's already been established. In the
I feel like, so is Hogan, and I feel like you could have had him.
I needed Hogan to win.
I feel like he was the better option to win. I'm way more invested in him than I am in Hogan than just another 80s run Hogan.
Yeah, well, I need Hogan to do what he's doing.
I'm gonna give you a 2.
About to have a Tesla run.
I'm gonna give you a 2.35. Some of that is just for like being intrigued. and audacity of changing Brody to an entirely different person.
I knew what I wanted to do.
So yeah, 2.35.
Did you either draft Doink?
I did. Well, I mean, he was on the unused
Nobody else
list,
did.
so I grabbed him. Yeah.
No, I was just wondering if you drafted both of them
I
to
did.
combine them into one person.
I drafted Doink with the thought of using his gimmick for something else in his name. Like I didn't draft Doink for Doink because that's not what I was going for.
You didn't want Matt Bourne?
No, I wanted the gimmick.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Kenny looks like he's coming in from jail right now.
I don't know if you can say that, Travis.
Fuck off.
I think you killed Brody Lee again. That's fucked up.
Wow.
Wow.
Like, you made this man into a fucking Doink.
I made him into a serial killing clown.
And
I'm
then
really
they
into
lose
serial
the Hulk
killers, so
Hogan.
The original Doink is technically a killer.
he's supposed
clown.
right. He's supposed to be a killer clown, and I didn't think they went dark enough with him. I didn't,
Well, yeah.
I'm kind of.
I'm not fucking with this. Like, I'm a Mike supporter. This ain't it for me though. I'm not gonna give you a 0.5, but I'm gonna give you the audacity dollar, and call it square.
The audacity dollar.
So I'll go next. I was joking when I said I'm gonna give you a 0.5. Don't
I
mark
put
me
that
down
down. I had to put that down. But
You said you did put it down?
I did put it down, but I can change it.
Oh yeah, I'm changing it. I was joking. I didn't hate it. Like I am intrigued. Like you took the thing is you're getting a lot of points from me for audacity tonight. So like with the ladder match and the Doink situation,
It's creative. It's creative.
It is, and I want to reward that. Even though this may not be my favorite thing in the world, and I do think that I did the abduction angle better than you, but that's fine.
But I also did an abduction angle before you did an abduction angle.
And I liked mine better than yours still.
Abduction angles now. Now what?
You said what?
I said I'm about to abduct both your abduction angles. Now what?
And then
I
it's
think
gonna
this
make
is,
one abduction angle.
To be
beat the
fair,
other.
Hogan didn't get abducted. Oh, I guess he did get abducted later on. Never mind.
this is absolute mid. I'm going to give you a 2.5.
That's fine. I'll take it.
Damn,
Okay.
Give me the
I'll be
0.5.
right back.
You don't even need to explain it. Just put 0.5
I didn't even
down.
say anything yet. I didn't even say anything yet. All right. So here's what my thing is. I'm not mad at the gimmick. I'm not. I actually like this weird, scary gimmick we got going on right now. It was not. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was disgusted, but it would have me intrigued if I was watching. I'd be like, okay, what the fuck is this guy gonna do next? My problem with the match, a matchup actually, is this feels like when WWE did Retribution against The Fiend, they were both building up at the same time. So it's gonna make one of them crash and burn, in my opinion. Whereas like one of their runs is fucked up in this.
Yeah,
And that's where I felt. That's why I felt with this one. I felt like you were building Hulk Hogan at the same time you're building this evil Doink the Clown. And that's where my problem was. I wish you didn't have them fight each other right now. I wish if anything you had Doink fight somebody else in your brand. That way we can be able to appreciate him and then maybe have Hulk Hogan fight somebody else so we can appreciate him as well. So
I understand that. The only thing I could say about that is the plans for Hogan are more important than the plans I have for this Doink.
And understand that.
So,
I understand that. I'm just saying I wish I understand.
We wouldn't have gotten him. I wouldn't have been able to use him.
I wish you didn't use Doink to build Hogan.
Exactly. Because this point, what you're doing right now,
you made them invested in Doink, not so much me, but you made them invested in Doink.
No, but no, it's one of those things where basically like, we say, oh, you had the wrong winner here, you're the wrong person to lose. This feels like either way, the wrong person would have lost because of the fact that I wanted to see both of their growth because you will have two interesting characters, and now it's like this person dropped down hella now. You have to try to find a way to build Doink the Clown back up as the scary clown again.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a 2.25. I think the matchup was good. Everything was good. I just don't like the fact it was wrong timing. I would say that that was the wrong problem. That was the problem. It was wrong timing.
Kenny, I agree with your take. Can you throw on another? I'm gonna add another audacity 75 cents. Make it $1.75.
I also did the other thing I didn't really like is that you had Hogan with the security and the police like right away. It made Hogan feel cowardly, even though
Well,
it's
he
not
was in his house. He was
like
in
I
his
don't
get
house.
that.
He showed
I
him.
don't think it was. I don't think it was
Not
cowardly
necessarily,
though.
maybe not
I think if you have
cowardly,
somebody,
but
stalking you like this, yeah, you're gonna be like, look, I need to have somebody like watch my back, kind of thing. I don't think it's
Right.
cowardly. I just think it's like, hey, I
cowardly
don't know
was the
what he's
wrong
up to.
word. Cowardly
It-
wasn't the right word. I feel like Hogan would be like, I'll fight you, I'll beat you up anyway. I don't necessarily need an armed guard.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
this Hogan did.
I just feel like, so basically what I'm saying is I gave you a 2.25 now, but if you had did this after these two had been established in the company and they're not both on the build, like on the building stage, you probably would have got a 3.54 out of me.
I
Instead of the
think
2.25.
if I was running my shows differently, that I really just wanted to do this. So I guess, yeah, I did it early, but that's because if I didn't do it now, I can't do it. You know what I mean? So
I mean, I feel like you can still do it. You can do it like at the pay-per-view, or you can do it.
I can't explain it because I already have the best. I already have I have something that's gonna beat this.
I get it.
Or 0.5. So,
By the way, Travis, we're not hating. I didn't change my score at all. I was just saying one of the things the police part I didn't really care for, but it didn't change my score, and I didn't really ding you for that.
like I said, Travis said make it a 3.
How are y'all seeing this?
It's in the chat.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah.
Y'all was on full screen.
So we're waiting for Travis to come back. While we do that, we're gonna hit some rays.
Are you tired? Tired of those other energy drinks hitting you with a short burst of jittery energy, followed by a crash that leaves you with less energy than you had before? Well, fear not, because Ray's energy drinks are specifically formulated to get you going without making you jittery and keeps you from crashing. With 0 sugars, 0 calories, and better caffeine than a cup of coffee, Ray's energy drinks are the #1 growing energy drink on the market. With flavors like Baja Lime, Sour Gummy Worm, Guava Mango, and Strawberry Colada, Ray's has some of the best tasting energy drinks available. You can get a case of Ray's right now by going to repsports.com and using promo code T1THREE when you check out to take 15% off of your next order. That's promo code T1THREE for 15% off of your next order of better, tastier energy.
Ray's
All right.
official energy drink of Coke Hogan.
All right.
I don't like that sound.
I mean, you got some shit for us. Sounds like a nickel coming your way, huh?
All right.
You said it's a nickel.
All right. So this build is Hook is on a winning streak. After he beat Dean Malenko, Hook gets confronted post-match. Dean Malenko comes out to stage and claps. Hey, Hook, congratulations on another win. I hope you're enjoying your championship run. Look, I know you beat me last week, and I'll be a man enough to admit that I lost. But I'm an old man now. So I thought to myself, Dean, do you know a guy in the right weight class today that would take on a guy like you? Well, damn right I do. Then you hear Hook's manager, Champ, hold on there, fella. I don't think you could just come out here and hassle my client. If you want a proper meeting, call my assistant and we'll schedule a meeting, okay? Yeah. Dean says, listen here, cowboy. I don't give a shit about who you are. I'll kick your ass too. Pause for the applause. But as I was saying...
Were we supposed to applaud?
No, the crowd applause.
Oh, I was like, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Applause. But as I was saying, my new client, and then you hear Jay Lethal's music hit. Jay Lethal comes out to the ramp. You get a shot of Hook staring while Champ is talking to Hook. And then the next week, Shane McMahon is talking to both Dean Malenko and Champ about getting Jay Lethal a title shot. Shane tells Dean that because Jay Lethal is new to the company, that he doesn't qualify for a title. He doesn't qualify for a title shot. Champ starts to smirk and celebrate, and Shane says, however, if Jay Lethal can win a match tonight in the Cruiserweight division, he will be eligible for a championship match at Full Gear. So, Dean, tell your client to be ready for a match tonight. Cut to later that night, and Jay Lethal is having a match against Dalton Castle. Mid-match, Champ and Hook come out to ringside and join commentary. Champ talks down on Jay Lethal and assures everyone that he's going to lose tonight. At the end of the match, as Jay is going for the pin, the Champ is seen on the apron. Or I'm sorry, not the Champ, but Champ is seen on the apron distracting the ref, and Hook slides in from the back and knees Jay Lethal in the ribs. The ref turns around after Hook slides out of the ring. Jay Lethal gets pinned by Dalton Castle, but Lethal kicks out and is able to get back on the offensive and does a diving dynamite, which is a swan dive headbutt, and gets the win. The next week, they do a weigh-in and a contract signing. During the weigh-in, Hook got in Jay Lethal's face, and there was some shoving. They sign the contract, and when they go to shake hands, Hook punches Lethal in the face. The two rumble as they get separated by security and officials, but are able to break free. This results in some punching. Hook is able to get the upper hand and suplexes Jay Lethal through a table. This ends with him standing over Lethal's body, holding the Cruiserweight Championship.
Before you get into the match, just to clarify, this is normal version Jay Lethal, right? Not Black Machismo.
Oh, he's going to come out in the Machismo outfit.
Okay.
So Jay Lethal comes out in the full Machismo attire with Dean, and Hook comes out wearing gold trunks with red trim. The Champ has a gold suit on and wears a red hat. None of that matters. They ride down the ring and
Did you write that? None of that matters?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I just thought that. I'm reading them like, you guys do that. I don't do that. They ride down They ride down the ring in a gold convertible that has horns mounted on the front. The match starts and the men get face to face. It doesn't last long. Hook attacks quickly, punching Jay with lefts and rights. He quickly puts Jay into a sleeper, but Jay is able to get out of it. Jay Lethal gets up, and they circle the ring. Hook dives for Lethal's legs, but Jay jumps over him and bounces off the ropes and is able to come around and put a sleeper on Hook. Hook starts to go down, but elbows Jay in the gut, and then he takes Lethal by the head and flips him over his shoulder, sending Lethal to the ground. He kicks Lethal in the shoulder and the ribs, and here's the spots. Jay Lethal gets Hook outside, and Jay runs off the apron and flips, landing on Hook. Hook has Jay down in the corner, and Hook runs up from the middle of the ring to connect a knee to Lethal's face. When Jay falls, Hook goes for a pin, but only gets a 1 count. Hook throws Lethal off the rope and does a sidewalk slam to Jay Lethal. Lethal gets Hook in the corner and gets him with 10 punches and finishes it with a running knee. Hook gets Lethal in a red rum, and Lethal starts to fade, but is able to elbow Hook, weakening the grip. Lethal uses Hook's grip to pick Hook up and falls back on him, forcing him to let go. Lethal gets Hook's legs and works at it by kicking it and slamming onto it. At one point, Lethal Lethal has an ankle lock on Hook, but gets out of it by flipping over and kicking. But Hook gets out of it by flipping over and kicking Jay away. Jay Lethal somersaults off the ropes for a lethal injection. And as Hook drives his knee into Lethal's back, Hook then gives Lethal a barrage of punches. Lethal kicks Hook back and then he pushes him back off the ropes, but this time is able to get the lethal injection. And then he gets the pin for a 3. And he's your new champion.
That's kind of prep.
I'm gonna start. Overall, this is a pretty nice, safe match. I feel like there was very little that could go wrong with this. The only thing that I did feel kind of went wrong is I don't think the right person won.
That's funny. I changed it at the last second.
I think you shouldn't have.
I pulled an audible because I took what you guys said last time and thought about it.
Because I felt like you had already put the energy into Hook, and Jay Lethal. The way you built this kind of feels like Jay Lethal was somebody to feed to Hook, if that makes sense. Like, you kind of brought him up out of nowhere. He was brought in by the previous contender. It didn't feel like this was the moment for him to lose.
I should just went with what I have written.
And it's not like bad filler, but he feels.
Do you want me to read what I had written?
I don't know. You said this with your chest, so you got to eat that. I'm not gonna take off too much for it, because everything else was good. But like, it felt like this was a perfect filler contender for building Hook. But other than that, I'm gonna give this like I'll give it a 4.5. That's my only issue with it. I only took off 50 cents.
Yeah, that's my only, because I was ready to give you the 5 if Hook had won. Because I agree with what John said. It feels like this should have been like Malenko sends out his client fails, and then maybe you have someone else, and you just keep building between him and Malenko. It just feels very abrupt that Hook's reign ends. Like, I know, and he's had the title.
He's technically had the title for a while.
But for this story, it feels kind of abrupt that he lost, and especially like it wasn't because of heel shit or anything. Or I guess he
just lost,
but he just lost clean. So I'm gonna just give you a 4.75. I'm just gonna take a quarter off, but that's outside of that. This is the only. I wish you had just left Hook as winning.
Can you run that again?
The end?
The end, yeah, not the whole thing.
No, I can't. Because I made it up on the spot. I have a different ending.
And
I have a completely different ending written. And
it took away, like...
And I improv the end because I was... I got... Because...
Do you know who... So, Jay Lethal won.
Now, after I improv the end, yes, Jay Lethal won.
What move did he win with?
The lethal injection.
Lethal injection.
Okay, it was just a pin.
He won clean.
Yeah, he missed it the first time.
Yeah.
Hook started to come back, but he was able to pull it off. He was able to get Hook back against the rope, like put Irish whip him, and then get the.
I don't care what anybody says. Mike is the GOAT. This man really just freestyled.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm just thinking. Like, you're about to get audacity points again
for
freestyling. Yes,
some wild shit today.
I did like this. You know what? Fuck it, 5.
Hey, Kenny, it's all you, dog.
Yeah,
he didn't want to call you dog.
That's too close to the N word for me.
He did not say dog with his whole chest.
I did not. I
he hesitated.
He said, "Kenny, it's all you, dog."
Mike felt the crackerdom coming out.
Honestly, it's something I say every day.
I know, but I don't know why you stopped. The fact that you stopped with halfway through for Kenny is made it awkward. Like, don't
I know.
that.
This
say
is
it with your whole
finest
chest.
moments in cracker history.
He didn't want to say it for real. I just gave you a solid 4. Like I said, I agree.
He was gonna give you a 5, but you were scared to call him dog, so you
you would have got extra 10 cents if you called me dog. If you just finished it out.
Mike came to the cookout and didn't bring seasoning.
Yeah. He got a bite to the cookout, got left like, damn.
He came to the cookout and brought regular Lay's.
I'm keeping salt and vinegar for me.
Well, actually, now I want to know what the original ending was.
Yeah, can we just hear it? Just for
all right, I'll just tell you.
This is the director's cut.
All right, so So Jay Lethal somersaults off the ropes for a lethal injection, but as he grabs for the cutter, Hook drives his knee into Lethal's back. That part was in it. Hook then, and so is this. Hook then starts to give Lethal a barrage of punches. This weakens Lethal enough to lock the Red Rum in. Jay Lethal does not tap out, but he passes out, and the ref calls the match in favor of Hook.
All right, I have a question, by the way.
Hmm.
In ECW, because everybody here knows I wasn't an ECW guy. In ECW, did Taz call that the Red Rum?
No, it's
No.
a Taz mission.
That's why. That's okay. That's what I thought. I always knew it as the Taz mission, but I was like, maybe I'm tripping.
No, Hook calls it that.
Gotcha. I don't really like it. I'd rather him just call it the Taz mission still.
Or
He's
you
trying
could just call
to
it
be his own man, but not
the
be his own
Hook.
man.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Hook is better.
Should have called it Captain.
Does he do a Tazplex?
yeah.
Yeah.
He literally has the same exact moveset as him.
Yeah,
It's
I haven't
literally
seen a Hook match since fucking he fought that fat guy in like a second
he's
or third
literally
match.
he's young Taz.
Yeah,
Young,
that's literally.
cool
Oh yeah, he's
Taz.
just better looking Taz.
Yes.
I don't even think he doesn't look anything like Taz to me.
Yeah, he's
No,
just
he
hot.
His
No, I
body
don't think
type,
so either.
like everything
I can
is
see it in his face.
his skin tone, like
He needs.
If you didn't tell me if you didn't tell me that was Taz's son, I wouldn't know it.
yeah,
Yeah.
no
I
idea.
didn't know either until I really looked. I was like, oh, okay, I can see it. But that was it. That's all I said. I can see it. That was it.
All right. So the next match 4. Carmella versus Ivory for the women's championship match. Week 2, Ivory is seen walking into catering where Carmella is doing her makeup. She stops at Carmella, and Carmella says, "Look, it's the wicked bitch of the West." Ivory turns and slams down on the table. "I've had it up to here with your smart mouth. You already have your match with me at Full Gear. What more do you want?" Carmella stands up and gets in her face. "I want to embarrass you. Out with the old and in with the fabulous. It's time to send you to the retirement home." Carmella hits Ivory with the mirror and knocking Ivory down and shattering the mirror. Carmella gets away, leaving Ivory knocked down on the ground while the paramedics come to help her. The next week, Ivory is out. They say that Ivory is out with a minor injury. Carmella has a match, and after her victory, she gets a mic. "Where's your champion, huh? At home, hurt, because she can't step toe-to-toe with somebody as fabulous as me. But don't worry, she won't be champion for long, because at Full Gear, I'm going to beat that old hag for her title." Carmella goes to leave, but then Ivory's music hits, and she comes out with the mic. "I don't think so. Do you think that's all it would take? Well, here I am." Carmella gets out of the ring. Ivory runs towards Carmella. They collide, and Ivory clotheslines Carmella, knocking her down, and then gets on top of her and hits her in the head. Carmella is able to throw Ivory off and tries to escape, but Ivory grabs Carmella by the legs and pulls Carmella face first into a barricade. Ivory then rolls Carmella into the ring. Carmella stirs when Ivory goes to get in the ring, but Ivory is able to hit Carmella in the gut and perform a poison ivory. Ivory is seen taking down Carmella on the next week. Carmella comes down the ring with a neck brace and a crutch and a man who she says is her lawyer. "Last week, I was viciously assaulted by a terrible, awful human being, Ivory. After I was finished with my match, minding my own business, Ivory had the audacity to come down to this ring and attack a helpless, tired, future champion, me. But Ivory, my lawyer, has advised me that I have a perfect grounds to sue your ass for all that you're worth, which I know isn't much, but I'll take every penny from you. So Ivory, why don't you come down here and sign these papers so we can get this finished?" Ivory's music hits and she comes down to the ring with her title. She puts a mic to her mouth. "All I did was give you the ass whooping that you deserved. I'm not signing a damn thing." Ivory goes down and gets in Carmella's face. Carmella grabs her neck and then starts to back away and scream in pain. Ivory looks at her like, "What are you doing?" And Ivory looks to the crowd, and suddenly Carmella takes the crutch and hits Ivory with it. Ivory falls back, but Carmella keeps hitting her until she's on the ground. Carmella throws the crutch and takes the neck brace off, then props Ivory on the turnbuckle and hits Ivory with a boot. Then she picks Ivory up and drapes her on the turnbuckle. Carmella takes the women's championship and drives into the face of Ivory, then holds it up, telling in Ivory's face that her time is over and Carmella is the best. All right, the match starts, and quickly Ivory puts Carmella in a headlock. Carmella gets out and pushes Ivory against the ropes. On the rebound, kicks Ivory. Carmella picks up Ivory by the hair, but Ivory elbows Carmella in the gut. Ivory slaps Carmella in the chest, and Carmella does it back. They do this a few times until Carmella punches Ivory in the face instead of slaps. She throws Ivory into the corner and knees her into the gut, then pulls back and runs again, giving the knee into Ivory's face. Spots are Carmella going for an early win with using Code of Silence, but Ivory's able to counter and punches Carmella in the face. Ivory picks Carmella up and slaps Carmella across the face and follows it up with an uppercut and a takedown. Ivory gets on top and gets Carmella's arm and gets her into an armbar. Carmella does not tap, but Ivory keeps the hold during the ref count. Ivory gets Irish whip, but instead of going off the rope, she slides underneath. Carmella sees this and runs towards Ivory and does a suicide dive, knocking her down. Ivory swings at Carmella, but misses a clothesline. Carmella gets on Ivory's backside and then gets behind Ivory and picks her up for an atomic drop. She runs Ivory's head over to the turnbuckle and on the rebound goes for a schoolboy pin, but Ivory kicks out a 2. Carmella goes for an elbow on Ivory, who is down to one knee in the ring, but Ivory shoots forward as Carmella comes down on her and spears Carmella. As they both lay there, Ivory is able to get up and pin Carmella, but it's only a 2 count. Ivory goes to the top rope, and Carmella trips Ivory, sending her to fall forward. She's now tangled in the turnbuckle, and Carmella lands kicks to the midsection of Ivory. She then takes Ivory and props her up on the turnbuckle, and Carmella does a Hurricane Rana to Ivory. Both lay there as Carmella goes for a pin, but only gets a 2. Ivory bounces Carmella off the ropes, but as Carmella went to the ropes, she landed into the referee, knocking him out of the ring. Ivory does a poison Ivory to Carmella. She doesn't notice that the ref has got knocked out of the ring, and the crowd counts all the way to 5. Ivory gets up to get the ref up. And as he gets up and rolls into the ring, Carmella kicks Ivory in the face and gets her into the Code of Silence. Ivory then proceeds to tap out. Carmella's your new RCW Women's Champion.
John, do you want to go first?
Yeah. I'm going to call this square in the middle. Like, it was just kind of there for me. I wasn't excited. I wasn't disgusted. I watched it. It was okay. I'm just gonna give this a clean 3.
I'm right with John. Everything he said.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. I'm gonna give you a 3 for it.
I'm the exact same thing. I was just about to say.
I'll give it.
There has never been.
I was expecting worse.
Evenly mid match ever.
I mean, that's not a bad thing.
This match was literally. I feel like you said when you was writing it.
I don't write women's matches or promos, so that's difficult.
Just pretend they're men. That's what I do. I mean, that's
you could replace everybody in here with a man, but
yeah.
Why would you do that though?
It'd
also be weird. I guess you could have a man doing their makeup.
I mean, he wouldn't even have to be doing his makeup. He could be doing anything else. He could just be. It could be a character who he could be fucking.
Doink the Clown, aka Burly Lee.
Yeah. All right. So next match. It's the tag team championship match. Dudley Boys versus the Young Bucks. The next week after the Young Bucks attack the Dudleys are having a match against. Oh shit! Who did I write here? They're having a match. It doesn't matter. The Young Bucks are then sitting ringside, but the Young Bucks are wearing sunglasses, hats, and fake mustaches as disguises. Did everybody get that? Did I say that right? So the Young Bucks are sitting ringside, like in seats in the crowd, wearing sunglasses, hats, and fake mustaches as disguises. During the match, you see the Bucks in the crowd booing the Dudleys and trying to get others to join, throwing popcorn at the Dudleys. And when they're outside of the ring or standing on the apron, the Dudleys keep getting distracted by the Bucks, a few times trading words, but the Bucks acted like it wasn't them. At the end of the match, as Bubba Ray is pinning for the win, Bucks jump over the barricade, attack Bubba to break up the pin, and when Devon gets in the ring, Matt Jackson goes for a super kick, but Devon avoids the kick and Matt loses his footing, long enough for Devon to kick the head of Matt Jackson, setting Matt down and out of the ring. Nick sees Devon and runs, but Bubba Ray is able to lunge at Nick's ankle and sends him down to the mat. Bubba Ray is able to get on top of Nick and punches him in the face. He looks at Devon and points to the top rope. Devon climbs to the top turnbuckle and says, "What up?" And Bubba opens Nick Jackson's leg, and Devon performs a low blow diving headbutt. The Dudleys look down at the Jacksons and get out of the ring. The next week, the Dudleys are being interviewed by Ron Burgundy. "Look here, Ronnie boy, Devon and I are fed up. We're sick of being harassed by a couple of pussies like the Young Cucks. My brother in violence and I are ready to take those belts off those little wimps. We will show that the Dudley Boys are the greatest tag team in RCW history." Young Bucks then interrupt the interview. Matt Jackson says, whoa. Guys, you think you're the greatest team in RCW? You aren't even the greatest tag team with a member named Dudley. But we understand your frustration. We do. I'd be mad if I looked as ugly as either of you two. Jacksons laugh with each other. Devon says, "You think you're better than us? Oh no, Bubba Ray and I aren't afraid." Hold on. "You think you're better than us? Oh no, Bubba Ray and I aren't afraid with wimps like you. No, how about you? Oh, Jesus Christ! You prove that you can hang with us. Let's up the stakes, and our match at Full Gear will be a hardcore match." The Bucks look a bit doubtful, and now Bubba Ray says, "Unless you're just a couple of bitches." The Bucks then perk up and accept the challenge. The next week, the Bucks come to the ring, and Matt Jackson gets on the mic. Look, we've got some news for everyone. That match we made with the Dudleys isn't going to happen at Full Gear. We're sorry, but it just isn't." Both of them shrug their shoulders and look at the crowd and each other. "Instead, we will have that match tonight." The crowd is now cheering. The Dudleys' music hit, and out come two very, very, very large men dressed as the Dudleys. They come out to the ramp, and after they put their hands up, they have to stop to catch their breaths. They slowly make their way down the ramp. The Bubba Ray lookalike tries to roll in the ring, but gets winded in the ring, and Matt Jackson rolls over to him and covers him. Well, Nick Jackson takes off a shirt to reveal a referee shirt and then counts to 3. The Jacksons celebrate in ring, then the Dudley Boys music hits, and the real Dudleys run down the ramp, chasing the Bucks, who escape out of the ring and through the crowd. The last thing you see is the Dudleys yelling at escaping Bucks when the Bucks stop in the crowd and hold up their titles and smirk. The final week before the pay-per-view, the Bucks are having a match. This time the Dudleys come out. They carry a table and stand at the top of the ramp with it. As the match progresses, they carry it down the ring, and they set the table to lean on the barricade at the end of the ramp. Both Dudleys go around opposite sides of the ring. After Matt Jackson gets the pin for the win, the Dudleys slide into the ring and 3D Matt Jackson. Nick Jackson gets in the ring, and Devon clothesline Nick, and Nick goes down. Bubba looks to the crowd, and then Devon pushes Devon and says, "Devon, get the table." Devon rolls out and gets the table. They set up the table, and they pick Nick Jackson up. Nick tries to fight, but Devon is able to get the upper hand and picks Nick Jackson up for a 3D through the table. And so here's the match. The Dudleys come out first. As they come out, they set up the table to the backside of the ring. The Bucks come out and still show off, doing their normal entrance. We start out, both teams brawl. The Dudleys take control early and separately beat on the Young Bucks. The spots are the Young Bucks both jumping off each side of a ladder onto Dudleys in the corner. Devon is laying on a table in the middle of the ring, and Matt Jackson is on the top turnbuckle. Before he jumps, Bubba Ray pushes Matt Jackson. Devon rolls off, and Matt flips forward and goes right through the table, and underneath lands on a pile of Legos and thumbtacks. Bubba Ray gets super kicked by both Bucks. First, Matt hits him, and then he is leaning, and then the other way, Nick follows up with his kick. The Dudley boys get Matt Jackson on a table near an entrance/exit tunnel in the crowd. Bubba Ray is going to powerbomb one of the Bucks into the other. He picks up Nick Jackson, but Nick punches Bubba Ray and is able to change momentum. Nick then takes Bubba Ray and throws him off the tunnel and through the below table. Devon hits Nick Jackson in the back with a stop sign. He then props Nick Jackson up in the corner. He places a chair on him and runs full speed, drop kicking the chair with Nick Jackson down. Devon goes for a pin, but only gets a 2 count. Bubba Ray and Matt Jackson fight in the crowd. Matt Jackson uses everything he sees, drinks, food, like he hits Bubba Ray in the face with hot dogs, audience member chairs, and he hits Bubba Ray with everything. This eventually leads to them back at ringside. Bubba Ray, now in control, has Matt Jackson in the air, about to be thrown through the announce table. But Nick slides out and hits Bubba, so Matt gets down. Bubba falls, and Nick helps Matt up. As they get up, Bubba gets to his feet, and they super kick him, and he crashes into the corner of the announce table, but he hit him at an angle that it didn't break it, but he did hurt his back. The Dudleys are able to bounce Nick Jackson off the ropes and do a 3D into the table, and when Nick falls through and he hits the steel steps, the Bucks get an injured Bubba Ray in the ring and set up a table. They do a Meltzer driver into the table, and Matt Jackson pins Bubba Ray for a 1, 2, 3, and the Young Bucks retain.
Okay, so I feel like the right team won, so good job there. The match itself was good. I didn't care for the build. I feel like you had the Young Bucks be super silly with like I guess
you need to get closer to your mic.
Does it sound better?
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like you had the Young Bucks be super silly. Like I get they can be, but like them dressing up in the disguise and the audience I didn't care for. There was something else you did with them that I didn't necessarily care for. I like the match, the fat guy the wrestling the fat guy bit. That bit. It feels like how when WWE has the little people come out, it was pretty much that, but you made them big. Overall, I'm gonna give you a 3.75.
I'll take it.
I think that the match was really good, and the build was slightly below mediocre. I didn't like the Young Cucks and the all the vulgarity for it. It just felt like you were trying to be edgy for edgy's sake. Especially what this has been paired with, it just doesn't fit your brand. To me.
I have a team called Dick and Balls. What are you talking about?
It just feels less.
I had a line about a $2 whore.
That's true. Who said that?
Carmella. No? Oh, Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah,
I thought it was Carmella.
I feel like you did you've done the whore thing. You did the
I've done whore quite a bit.
Whore was a couple of times.
I did crack. I did
crack thing was today. Yeah. Sorry. I got the crack and the whores mixed up. Don't ever do that. It's a bad time.
I'm going to give you... God damn it. Damone's over here spending the crack budget on the whores and the whore budget on the crack. I'm going to give you a 3.25.
I'll take it.
All right, John, you go next.
So I disagree with what Damone disliked. I liked the disguises and shit. I agree with what Travis didn't like. I don't like the edginess just for the sake of edginess. I don't think it was funny edgy. Like Young Cucks is it's just a Jim Cornette tweet.
I don't follow Jim Cornette, so I couldn't tell you.
Well, it's just some shit he would say.
I was just what rhymes with Bucks?
Yeah, it's a go-to. Yeah, it's just everyone's go-to is who doesn't like the Young Bucks is Young Cuck. It's the go-to.
Is it? I honestly,
Yeah.
I see young fucks, and I think that's stupid.
Young cocks, young sucks.
That's fine.
I just didn't like those type of bars in the feud. But I did like the disguises and I liked the match. I'm gonna give this a clean 4.
I'll take it.
All right. So I'm gonna be different from them. I love the build actually. I loved it. I love the build. I like the fact that I mean I was going for the disguises and then them fighting the fat people like pretend to be them. It was just a lot of heel shit. I fucked with it. The match was good. It had its silly moments, had its moments where it was supposed to be good. So I'm different. I gave you a perfect 5. I didn't see any problems.
Hey. Whew. I appreciate that. All right, here's my main event. All right. Wesley Blake versus Matt Cardona.
I keep forgetting Wesley Blake's your champion.
The week after Cardona debuted, Shane McMahon and the corporation come out at the top of the show. Shane McMahon gets on the mic. Last week, the RCW World Heavyweight Champion celebration was interrupted by that slimeball Matt Cardona. While our efforts fell short last week, you can all rest peacefully tonight knowing that Matt Cardona will no longer be a nuisance in RCW. Because tonight, Matt Cardona won't have just one match. No, not 2 matches, but 3 matches against talents of my choosing. The first match will be next. Right after this, Matt Cardona versus Chad Gable. The second, if he survives that first match, will be against the big bad Titus O'Neil. If Matt Cardona is able to stand, the final match in this ring tonight will be against me. That's right, your commissioner, Shane O'Mac, will go one-on-one with Matt Cardona in a hardcore match. Oh, did I write hardcore?
So wait, he was doing 2 matches, and then let's do a hardcore match right after?
Yeah.
Okay.
The crowd is going wild. Well, he'll have the hardcore match later on, and that'll be the main event. So he'll have a match right after the first segment, and then probably halfway through he'll have a second match, and then the hardcore match will be the main event.
Okay, I thought it was all back to back.
Yeah, it won't be back to back. The crowd is going wild when Matt Cardona's music hits. Shane, ever since I've gotten here, my problem doesn't seem to be with your paper champion. It's with you. So tonight, I'll take that challenge. Getting my hands around your chicken neck will keep me going. He then looks over to Wesley Blake, who is staring him down. Keep that title warm for me, champ. Later that night, Matt beats Chad Gable. During the match, Shane distracts the ref while Titus attacks Cardona, but Cardona is able to thwart the attack and wins the match. During the match against Titus, Shane and Gable come out and again try to distract the ref. Gable attacks Matt, but again, Cardona overcomes and beats Titus. The final match of the night is Shane versus Matt Cardona. As the match starts, Shane gets a mic. He tells Matt Cardona that he has decided that this isn't a fair fight. It's even the odds. He thinks that Titus and Gable come out, and Wesley Blake then stands ringside watching. At this point, Chad, Titus, and Shane attack Matt Cardona. When Matt is beaten down, Titus and Gable pick up Matt by his arms, and Shane gets in his face. Titus holds up Matt Cardona's head by his hair. Wesley Blake then comes in and yells at Matt Cardona about how it's his title, and he shoves it in his face. Blake turns around and walks away, but then turns around again and delivers a running boot to the face of Matt Cardona. In week 3, the corporation comes to the ring. At the end of the show, they give themselves a round of applause and take a bow. The crowd is booing. Shane says, thank you. I told you we would take care of Matt Cardona, and we did. We showed him exactly what we're made of. Maybe now with that son of a bitch gone for a while, we can have a proper celebration. The crowd is still booing, and on the Radtron 3000, we see the car of Shane McMahon at the edge of an unfinished bridge. Matt Cardona then walks in frame. He waves to the camera. Hey, Shane, how are things? He smirks. I noticed you had such a nice car. You know, I heard that there was only 500 of these bad boys made, and he hits the top of the car. It would really be a shame if something were to happen to it, something like fall off a bridge. I mean, all someone would have to do is take a brick, and he looks down, kind of like this one. Then they would have to open the door. He opens the door. Then with the keys in the ignition, all one would have to do is shift it in gear and drop the brick. The brick drops in the car, and oops, the car starts to go and falls right off the unfinished bridge and hits rocks below and into the water. Matt Cardona is seen with his hand in his face, smirking. We then see Shane McMahon stunned as the show goes off the air. The final week before the pay-per-view, Matt Cardona gets to the arena, but he, as he tries to walk in, he gets stopped at security and is told he isn't allowed in the arena. He is told that Shane McMahon has filed a restraining order against Cardona. Matt tells security that he has a match tonight, but they won't let him in. When we come back, we see Zach still in the parking lot, but now he's talking to someone on the phone. He hands the phone to the security guard, who talks to whoever on the phone. The security guard says, "Yes, sir," then apologizes to Matt Cardona, and he lets him through. Matt gets it to his locker room, which is marked with his name. He opens it, and it's actually a janitor's closet. He looks pissed, and we cut to Shane and the corporation laughing at a monitor showing Matt walking around angry because of the security and his locker room issues. Later, during Matt Cardona's match, we hear Shane's music, and he comes out with Titus, Gable, and Blake. He informs Matt Cardona that the restraining order is still in place, and he tells Matt Cardona that he's currently in violation of said restraining order, and cops come out to arrest Cardona. They take him up the ramp as Shane McMahon gets in Matt's face, and a smirk goes to anger on Shane, but then Matt starts to grin as he sees the fear in Shane's eyes. All right. The match starts. This is the match. The match starts with both men locking up. Cardona gets the early offense in. After they trade some holds and some blows, Matt throws Blake off the ropes and goes for a clothesline, but Blake ducks, and when Matt bounces off the rope, boots Cardona in the head. Cardona goes down. Some spots include Wesley Blake going for a suplex on Matt Cardona, but Matt breaks free and turns it into a stunner. Blake is down in the corner, and Cardona goes for an elbow but misses, and Blake is able to boot Cardona in the head. He attempts a pin but kicks out. Titus distracts the ref, and Shane gives Blake brass knuckles. Blake misses, and Cardona turns and punches Blake instead. This gets Blake down for a ground and pound. Cardona throws Blake out of the ring. Shane and company try to help him, but when they do, Cardona suicide dives the whole group. Cardona has Blake in a headlock, and Blake is able to punch his way out of it. Blake then stuns Cardona and does a running bulldog cover for a 2 count. Cardona runs off the apron and knees Blake in the head, knocking him down on the outside as Cardona tries to use this to his advantage. Titus and Gable stand between Cardona and Blake. Cardona tries to get to Blake but can't get through. The ref is now arguing with the two. Cardona rolls back in the ring. And waiting in the ring is Shane McMahon, who tries to hit Matt Cardona with a chair but misses. Cardona is able to get Shane into a lifting inverted DDT. As Cardona's laying on his back, Wesley Blake jumps from the top rope and does a frog splash. He lands on Cardona and goes for the pin. 1, 2, and kick out. Matt Cardona is still in it. The two are exhausted. They both get to their feet and at the same time look at each other. Matt Cardona looks to the side and sees the brass knuckles. Both men are now looking at them. Then they look at each other. They both move quickly towards the brass knuckles, but then Blake lunges at them, but Cardona fakes it, and as Blake is on the ground, he gets to the knuckles. Cardona delivers a boot to Blake. Blake is down, and Matt Cardona climbs to the top rope. He does a 450 splash to Wesley Blake, and we get a 3 count. Matt Cardona is your new heavyweight champion. As he's celebrating on the ramp, you see Tony Khan come out and clapping, and under it says Tony Khan, RCW owner, which would have been something you already knew, but he's never been a character on TV.
Shane's the general manager, right?
Yeah, he's just the commissioner. He's not the owner.
Okay. Can Matt Cardona do a 450?
That I looked it up. That is in his moves.
Okay. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
I looked it on that one wrestling.
Hey, look,
site.
Damone, Matt Cardona can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's the king of the indies. King of hardcore.
All right, so
and king of the fucking internet.
Nah, that's just Demon King or Death King or Death Demon.
You don't even know what the fuck you're trying to say, dork. Hey, Matt Cardona went from undesirable to undeniable. Give that 5. You literally took fucking Damone's talent, who he was too scared to fucking push, and made him your world champion.
I wasn't too scared to push him.
Clearly you were.
I didn't need him.
Ratio.
I'd much rather watch fucking Matt Cardona than Death Demon King bullshit you were just talking about.
That's because you got a weak stomach. Weak stomach, soft teeth. The Travis Trimble story.
What does that mean? What's it mean to have soft teeth?
You saw it. It's everything about you saw. I like it.
I'm glad Wesley Blake's no longer champion.
Me too. You were getting a 5 just off that alone, but then I had the stuff with Damone.
Okay, let me clarify now, because we're seeing in real life with Wesley Blake what he looks like, not in WWE, and it's worse. Like Weston Blake and CYN. Like, this man is buns. That was a poor decision, and I'm glad you went away from it. Cardona's goated. Good decision. I like. What you did was the equivalent of if WWE pushed Cody Rhodes. You stuck a finger to the competition.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a 5.
Thank you.
Did confetti fall after he won?
Yes. He got it. He got the celebration.
Good man.
Damone, what you give it?
I'm gonna give you a 4.75.
Hater.
I wouldn't say it's not a perfect match, so I'm not gonna give you a 5. I don't really have anything like egregious about it that I dislike. Yeah, so 4.75.
I don't even think that match that good. I just like the outcome.
That's why
you did make the right choice on switching from Wesley Blake to.
Well, yeah, he wasn't gonna be a long-term champion, and I set that up.
Hey, we didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, I was worried for a hot minute.
I set it up that he couldn't win on his own, that he had Shane backing him up. So,
but I think he also saw that he saw Weston Blake. It was like, okay, this hypothetical that he's better outside of WWE isn't true. Like. Because
bad guy, it's all you.
We didn't know that before CYN. Now
yeah, it's all you, dog.
It's all you, dog.
There you go.
There you go.
I was gonna say, I'm not. Huh? My shit started skipping, so I missed the whole thing.
Oh,
he,
right.
He called you a slur.
I did not. I said dog.
Oh, so I missed the dog. So I was like, oh, if he had called me, I would have missed it. No, I was gonna say, since I'm not gonna take away any points and like that, is because it's Wesley Blake and it's history and shit like that. Like, this is a blank slate. I've been saying that since the beginning. It's blank slate. I gave you a 4.5. I didn't see it as perfect, but it wasn't bad either. I thought it was a good match. But yeah,
I will take that. Honestly, this whole thing turned out a lot better than I expected.
There you go.
Well, you was in there freestyling and all kinds of shit.
All right, so that is RCW presents Full Gear. So that's it. And let's go into plugs, I guess. Oh, actually, before we get off the air, who wants to talk about WrestleMania?
It was cool.
Did you watch it all yet?
I watched most of it. I watched day 1 and most of day 2.
So y'all
you
want to
did
go
watch day 1?
I watched it late. I watched it on Sunday.
Day 1 was
Y'all
better.
want to go match for match?
No.
No, we're not that kind of show.
I'm
If you want that, there's a million different shows you can watch or listen to ramble about every single match on there.
He said your idea was for bitches, Kenny. That's what he said.
That's
He
fine.
said
I
you a
was
bitch for
just
having it.
asking.
I didn't have all that ready.
I didn't say that your idea was for bitches.
Stone Cold and KO was good.
Yes,
it was good.
What do you think was what was the match of the night? Of the best match overall.
To me, that
Bianca Becky.
Honestly, I'm tied between Bianca and Becky, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I really like that Pat McAfee and Anthony Theory or Anthony. Austin Theory. I don't know where Anthony Theory.
I don't like Anthony Theory.
I'm gonna say Austin Theory back.
Anthony Theory definitely did it.
If I ever draft Austin Theory, he is going to be Anthony Theory.
Anthony Theory.
The 0.5.
Yeah. He's gonna go with Gunther, Butch, and who's the other one? And Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Ezekiel's dope.
Ezekiel it was kind of funny.
I only fuck with one Ezekiel, and it's Jackson.
Nah, I like this. I like this Ezekiel better.
This is what we call domination.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's genius. He's
so
just
exactly, yeah, exactly.
Brother.
Yeah. He said, I know those eyes. Those are Elias's eyes. You're not Ezekiel. You're Elias.
He's like,
no, hilarious.
I'm Elias's younger brother.
Yeah. No, I'm his brother. He's like, no, I know you.
He said it's really easy to figure out which one's me and which one's my brother. My brother has a beard. I don't have a beard.
Dumb shit like that to keep me intrigued.
Me too. Yeah, I think Becky versus Bianca was match of the night though. Let's put that out there. There was another match. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins was really good.
Cody and Seth.
Yeah. What was the really good match or Edge and AJ was really good too. Fuck what the haters say.
Yeah, most likely they hated it.
Yeah, I like Edge and AJ. It was slower. It's a slower paced match. Like if you were looking for like crazy moves and stuff, that's not the match.
They're both in their fucking 40s.
Yeah, but it was a main event. It was a slower style match, which I fuck with.
Also, AJ Styles just can't do the stuff he used to do.
Yeah, he's not doing spinal taps and shit anymore.
I mean, he did do a springboard 450.
Wait.
Yeah.
He did in the match. He did springboard.
He did.
You're right. But still, he can't. But the thing is, old AJ would do that shit nonstop.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna get one, maybe two, big moves.
You're gonna get the 450 and the phenomenal forearm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he said it himself. He said that he just can't keep up like he used to. That's why he's okay with. He said, "This is my last contract. I probably won't sign another extension. I'm done." Like he said, I can't keep up.
Makes sense. So as entertaining as Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn were, that match is entertaining. But the only thing I can think of is going through Sammy's head is Kevin Owens just had a fucking match with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I'm getting beat up by Mark Henry's son.
And Wee Man.
Mark Henry's son. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, but he's still getting featured. It's a match that a lot of people are gonna watch because it's Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, it's funny.
So
yes,
and that's kind of his like they definitely detoured in their careers.
Right.
They were never equals.
Well, yeah, but Sammy definitely went.
I think them two in a match together is amazing every time.
It is, but Sammy's character definitely went more the comedic route than KO's.
I just think
it always has been though.
We didn't just see Kevin Owens just argue with a man yesterday. Right.
I'm not saying he can't.
I didn't see that.
I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying KO can't be comedic. I'm saying that he's not primarily comedic, where Sammy is 95% comedic.
No, I'm just fucking with y'all.
Here's the thing. I think that if we all drafted, we all had to choose to pick one to build our companies around. Minus John and maybe Mike. We're all picking fucking Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
No, why wouldn't I pick Kevin Owens?
I don't know. You're just a wild card. I never know with you.
Kevin Owens. I like them both damn near equally. So
Sami Zayn is better at more things though, because Kevin Owens buns the baby face. Sami Zayn can do it.
Sami Zayn. I don't like Sami Zayn as a heel. I think Sami Zayn's a great babyface.
I like him as a heel. He's obnoxious.
I like both of them in both roles.
He's good as an obnoxious
Sammy's more
heel.
versatile. Kevin's just good at his one. Like he's really good at that like annoying shit heel thing. And
I just like watching.
that.
I like watching. Like if there's Fight Forever, them two are the ones I want to fight forever.
Yeah, I didn't like Stun Owen Stun. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that was what.
Yeah, that was trash.
CBW
Sorry,
is joining us better than WWE did. Just saying that.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like face Owens.
All right. Anyone else have anything to say about WrestleMania?
Oh, and Seth Rollins is the new Mr. WrestleMania.
I can see that.
Just putting out bangers.
Bianca is Miss WrestleMania.
Yep. Nothing but bangers on WrestleMania.
Also, apparently, Bianca's not undefeated at Mania. She was in the Battle Royal at 34.
I'm not counting that. Battle Royals don't count.
Those aren't canon.
Yeah, those aren't canon. Yeah, they don't count. No one cares about Battle Royal.
And Austin Theory is a future GOAT. But keep on going.
Yeah, he is. We've been saying it. Damone, we've been saying it.
Yeah, we've been saying that since Evolve.
They hate, but they copy. Also,
Right?
John, I like your hair. I like the bandana with it. But again, they hate, but they copy. You were making fun of me when I did that same look, talking about I look like fucking Bret Michaels. You Keith
What was
Urban
that an
wannabe.
insult? What was that an insult?
Yeah, I was gonna say he loves Bret Michaels. He was hitting on you.
Hey, let me see that thorn.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and do plugs. Lil Fudge, what's your Twitter?
Is at Lil X Fudge, and I just be bullshitting, man. Like I don't have anything good for the listeners of this podcast, but if you
John looks like a descendant of Matthew McConaughey. Like
if you want to go into some degenerate bullshit and you want to see me ramble about some things, follow that page and you won't be disappointed. Well, actually you will be, but you'll expect to be.
That's 95% of Twitter, to be fair. It's just
That is
rambling
fair.
nonsense.
Yeah. But
I'm gonna remember this
wrestling,
next time you try to argue
so-
something. Be like, yeah, he's just rambling.
And then I'll just put the yes Wojak meme and you'll be defeated. So fine.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. I portrayed you as the weaker Wojak. I won.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
I'm the Chad and you're the Virgin. I win. Like it's
All
over.
right. All right, bad guy. What's your plugs?
Bad Guy Spoken on all social medias. You can see my podcast on YouTube's Bad Guy Spoken podcast. You can see the Unbiased podcast, which is also in there, the best football podcast out there. Check out my little brother Brandon's podcast on there as well, where he reviews albums. And you can check out the Food Truck Fridays and the We Try So You Don't Have To, and all the other shit on there.
Travis.
follow me on all social media at I am Travis Key. That's at IAMTRAVVYT on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram.
Timon.
I be TikToking and tweeting, so follow me on both at DaMoneyT13, so DAMONEY T, the number 1, the number 3, so DaMoneyT13. Follow me on both.
Find me on Twitter, hi-fi_Mike. You can find all the shows on the T13 Media Network on our website at T13media.com. Don't forget to rate and review us on Apple and Spotify, and give us 5s on both. If it's not 5s, we don't want it.
Yeah, you can fuck off if it's not a 5. Also, I know that John is doing Taboo Tuesday. I'm doing Cyber Sunday for my next pay-per-view. On my Twitter, sometime probably after this week, I'm going to put my poll on Twitter if you want to go there and vote.
Ew.
You're supposed to have voted already, Kenny, but you slacking.
I'll do the same.
No, I was just saying, you say you can put your poll on Twitter. We keep going.
Fuck it, I'll do the same.
Mike put his poll in the group chat once.
Hey. All right. So that's Book It. See ya.
Bye.